His time is up. At Money in the Bank, John Cena announced his retirement tour from the WWE, so here's how he would book it. He said he would have 30 to 40 dates, which to me aligns with 9 premium live event matches. And we'll kick things off at the Royal Rumble. He will be competing in the 30-man Rumble match, where he will have a great moment reuniting with Randy Orton. They'll hug it out before Randy gives him a brutal RKO and eliminates him from the Rumble. And after Randy gets eliminated, soon after, he will brutally attack John Cena. So he doesn't come out victorious in the Rumble. He is now 0-1. Next up, the Elimination Chamber. He said it would be his last, and he will be in the chamber along with Randy Orton. Once again, these two will go to war in the chamber, but Randy will eventually eliminate Cena again, adding fuel to the fire for their eventual WrestleMania encounter. I think he doesn't come out victorious in the chamber either. He's 0-2. And at WrestleMania, he will face Randy Orton. These two have such a storied rivalry, but they have never faced each other on the Showcase of the Immortals. These two can tell the story of they've come of age. Randy has turned full heel now, and John is trying to embrace the good side. And ultimately, Cena will emerge victorious and defeat Orton at WrestleMania, go out at Mania with his head held high, which makes Big Match John at WrestleMania. Gives him his first win. He is now 1-2. Next up at Backlash, he will face Braun Breaker. You can tell a very simple story here. Braun Breaker is this up-and-coming guy who's cocky, he's arrogant, but he can also destroy John Cena. The mic battles would be great. Cena referencing Steiner. Breakers can hold his own on the mic as well. We can also get to the point where these two can fight for a championship if Braun is champion at the time. But at the end of the day, I think Braun should just destroy Cena. Just destroy him. He should annihilate John. It should be a squash match. Cena shouldn't even get any offense in. It should just be a decimation of Cena. He just goes 1-3 to start. But things look on the up starting at Money in the Bank, where he is in the ladder match. And I think we can get some great spots here with him involving the next generation. But ultimately, after a hard-fought battle, I think John Cena will become Mr. Money in the Bank. I don't think people would have problems with this. It is to further a storyline you'll see later. And even after the outrage surrounding this year's cash-in with Drew, I don't think people would have a problem giving it to a guy who's already established himself. To close out the show, the current World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk comes out and goes face-to-face with Mr. Money in the Bank John Cena, who's improved his record to 2-3. And at SummerSlam, he cashes in his contract ahead of time, gives Punk notice for the World Heavyweight Championship. These two go to battle once again. Shades of Raw 1000 with Cena pre-attempting his cash-in, pre-announcing it, and Punk having to defend his championship. There is no big show this time, just these two putting on a great match. They can tell a great story of these two, just the legends. They won't quit. They can kick out of GTS's, AA's, but at the end of the day, this is the moment. Against one of his most storied rivals, John Cena will defeat CM Punk, win world title number 17, pass Ric Flair's record, and in the main event of SummerSlam, he will accomplish what he has set out to accomplish his entire career, becoming the undisputed GOAT. At Payback, he will face Gunther. You can tell a pretty easy story here as well. You got Gunther, a guy who believes that the mat is sacred, that this is a respectful sport. And you can look at John Cena and say, well, you've taken this sport and you've gone to Hollywood. You haven't respected the ring and what it can do for you. And to that, John Cena can say, well, I'm more successful than you in life. I've won more championships than you. And these two can have a phenomenal match. You can have Gunther just beat Cena pillar to post, but the never say die attitude of John Cena will lead him to a win over Gunther. He's going to go 4-3 up to this point. In that crown jewel in Saudi Arabia, there's not a better match than Logan Paul. You can get a social media megastar versus maybe the biggest star in the world on this stage. This doesn't need much of a story. This is two of the best guys around just going at it. Yeah, the social media guy Logan Paul can have Cena on his podcast. He's listed as a dream match, and I think Cena would 100% accept. These two could tell a great story in the ring with Paul just being better than Cena. But at the end of the day, Cena will eke out another win. He ain't putting anyone over in this final run except for Braun Breaker, 5-3. And I think his last match should be against Carmelo Hayes. A guy who wants to put over the next generation in Cena can do a great job of it here against Carmelo Hayes at his own pay-per-view. This should be a John Cena event surrounding him, and I do think he can beat Carmelo Hayes. We've seen shades of Hayes being this cocky, brash youngster, and he can go full force with that against Cena, but Cena will prove him wrong. He will defeat Carmelo Hayes, go out on top as World Heavyweight Champion, and end his run at 6-3. To conclude here, John Cena wins his second Money in the Bank and his record-breaking 17th world title. He is 6-3 in this run, and he leaves as World Heavyweight Champion. That is how I would book John Cena's final run. Do you agree with me or not? Make sure to make your thoughts known in the comments down below.